page Vov. We're going into that paragraph, but we'll start again and we will cover some ground. Umnum. Yet it is still true, despite the fact that we say that the koichos are nitfas in the Yevorim, which means the Yevorim are toifes, the Yevorim grasp the koichos, and therefore the koichos function on the level of the Eber, not in its independent level, but on the level of the Eber, so that the Eber can relate to it. From this perspective, it is the Eber that's really ruling the koyach, because the Eber is toifes b'hakoyach. However, it's still true. Hoivorim betelim al hakoyches. The Yevorim actually are bottled to the koyches. The imloi came, for if it were not so, leihoyu b'bchinas kelim lahem, then the Yevorim would not constitute the aspect of kelim for the koyches. And we discussed already, kelim means a receptacle that is perfectly suited for that which it receives. To the extent that that which is received is there in full glory and full expression. That's meant the keli. The keli does not interfere, does not limit the galus of that which is in it. The proper keli, that which is perfectly suited for it. Therefore, if it is a keli, means that the keli is bottled to the koyach, and it does not restrict the koyach from expressing itself. And that is despite the fact that the koyach, the effect of the koyach is according to the level of the keli. It's according to the level of the keli, but there it is entirely expressing its own principles. So he goes on and says, "Shehakoiches, the kelim are bottled to the keches. Shehakoiches yesh lehem shlitu memshol al hoyevorim. The koiches maintain a rulership over the yevorim umanhigim meisom, and they lead them. They guide the yevorim how they should function. V'hainu, and that is, why is it that the koychos that the Yevorim are bottled to the koyach, and the koyach provides full leadership to the Yevorim? This is lefi because shehakoychos hein b'bchinas his galus b'hoyevorim. The koychos are in his galus state in the Yevorim. In other words, the koyches in the Yevorim are not on an essential level. There is the koyach there contained. Rather, it is on a complete expression, on a functional level. Between his galus, they express themselves. This is what this koyach is about. The alkei, and therefore, hemanhigim is hoyevorim. This is why they lead the Yevorim, since that there is a full-fledged expression of the koyach, not restricted. V'zeh gufo, and that itself, what provides for the phenomenon that the koyach should be in full expression, begilui in the Yevorim. Again, the koyach and the Eber are completely separate entities, coming from two different sources, and yet there is a full interaction to the point where but the koyach can be in full glory and full expression. This is who mipnei, it is due to the fact shehem kelim horuim la'oir tzuras hanefesh. It is due to the fact that the evorim are kelim. And in what sense are they kelim? This we already discussed, but I want to make the emphasis here. The sense of the kelim is not only that this particular action can be performed with this aver. The kelim horu'uyim that are suited la'oir tzuras hanefesh, to the oil of the tzuras hanefesh, of the entire presentation of the nefesh. The koyches, each koyach has its particular function: sight, hearing, tenuah, walking, and so forth. Each koyach has particular function. All the koyches together and then beyond are expressing what the nefesh is, the nefesh itself, nefesh hod. And as we explained many times, taking the lowest and the simplest of all the koyches, like koyach hahiluch, the koyach of walking, certainly on a higher level, but koyach hahiluch, we're saying it is all, so to speak, it is formed due to the body. It's not true. In the nefesh there is the koyach hahiluch. What is, and it is part of the tzuras hanefesh. It's part of the principle in the nefesh. And what is the principle in the nefesh as far as in relation to walking? The nefesh relates to the entire reality. The nefesh is not bound to one place or another. Its perspective is that it is everywhere, like the quote from Baal Shem Tov, Mokim Sheritzena Shel Odom Shomhu. Therefore, the evorim, the koyches are representative, all koyches ultimately are representative of the tzuras hanefesh, of what the nefesh stands for. And the evorim of the guf are suited to this, to accepting the tzuras hanefesh, and to give the nefesh full expression. Al-Kain, and for that reason, therefore, ha-koyches misgalim bohem. This is why the koyches, misgalim bohem, reveal themselves in the evorim, because they, to put it simply, they feel comfortable there. They're at home. They relate to them. They say, "Oh, this is a good place." So to conclude this sentence, because of the koyches are his galus in the evorim, and we explained how come the koyches are his galus in the evorim. Therefore, they have full jurisdiction, full direction over the evorim. And this is why the evorim are in perfect beetle to the koyches. Okinoida, as is known, this is a further elaboration of the principle that the evorim are in concert with the koyches. Kinoida, as is known, sheyesh his lapshus. There is a kind of his lapshus shehamalbish moishel v'shoret alam lubash, that the garment, that which the external container rules over that which is contained therein. Ukmei begilgulim rachmano Islam, as in the case of gilgulim rachmano Islam, where a neshama has to come down in a goof that doesn't fit it. This is in the form of a punishment, rachmano Islam. There, the neshama it's in the goof, but it is in phenomenal suffering because it cannot really express itself in that group. the Hainu, and this is why is the Malbish, the garment is in rule. Lefi sheha Malbish ein b'chinas keli, because the Malbish, the garment, does not stand, does not present itself as a keli, as a receptacle for this oil. It doesn't relate to this oil, and therefore it is not a keli, and therefore it rules over the Malbish, and therefore, since it is not a keli, therefore ein ha-nefesh mizgale shom. Therefore, the nefesh cannot express itself in that kind of a place, because it's not a keli for it, and then the nefesh cannot express itself. Therefore, the nefesh cannot provide guidance. Therefore, the guf is in control of the nefesh. Avo b'yislapshus ha-nefesh beguf, but in the classic yislapshus, so the nefesh in the guf, in the proper relationship, hoivodim ha'hei harei heim b'bchinas keli. So then the vodim, they are provided the union of a keli for the nefesh, allowing the nefesh to come to full expression. And therefore, v'hakoichos mizgalim bohem. And this is why the koichos mizgalim bohem reveal themselves in the evonim, because they are suited for one another. V'alkein, and as a result, emoishlim v'sheltim aleihem lehanhigo. And this is why they rule over the Evodim, lehanhigam, to provide guidance for the Evodim, because they are in full expression, in full presence. V'lochein, we'll add some salt and pepper to this a little bit later. V'lochein, and therefore, shlito memsholo zois, the hakoiches al ho'ivorim, this rulership that the koiches have over the ivorim, eino b'derech hechrech, is not in a forced manner. She'akoiches machrichim oisom, that the koiches force the Evorim to obey them, kiyim, rather, masha poyalim bohem, that they effect in the Evorim, alidei hislapshus v'izgalu shalahem. As a result of the fact that they are mislabish in the Ever, and they are misgala. And once they are misgala, the Ever is in full consort with the directive that the koyach provides. On the contrary, this is a little bit of the salt and pepper. On the contrary, the koyach, the Ever is enhanced as a result of the koyach. Without the koyach, the Ever has no particular purpose in its provision. I'm able, the hand has a flexibility, it can be moved this way or that way. But what is that about? The koyach provides a significant suit, and therefore the Ever is enhanced as a result of the koyach, and it accepts the koyach more than volitionally. It accepts it with great grace, and allows the koyach to take full rulership, full guidance. So despite the fact that the Aver is a Gashmi, and we are talking about functioning in the Gashmizik world, which means that the Aver is at home over here. He is part of the world. The Koyach is a visitor here. He doesn't really fit. He has to retranslate itself to find functionality within the physical world. And yet, the Aver welcomes this Koyach to the extent where it allows the Koyach to take full jurisdiction over the Aver. Because thereby the Aver receives a completely different significance. Not just, so to speak, a potential, a capability of movement, for example, but an actual meaning to this movement. I always mention for us to get a good hold, a good grasp of this concept, mention the union from mono-dimensional and multi-dimensional. If you build a wall, as strong as the wall is, it stands for nothing. You build a second wall next to it, it strengthens it. But still, it doesn't stand for anything. A third wall, not to. When you build a fourth wall, he says, "Hey, these are not walls. These are a house. This is a house." There's a Mishnah, there's a Gemara that talks about this. If a neighbor put up a wall and his neighbor put another wall facing it, then he has to share in the cost of the original wall, because the whole thing is enhanced. It's no longer a wall; it's a house. It's a completely different phenomenon. This is what happens when the Yevorim get the koiches. The Aver as such is like a wall. But when the koyach enters into it and gives it life and gives it functionality, it's a completely different thing. It's no longer its ability to do, it is its meaning, its purpose in doing. It's transformed in a different level. This is why the koiches rule the Aver. It's an amazing thing. The Aver, I started saying the Aver belongs in this world. The koyach is a visitor. And yet, the Aver allows the koyach to take hold of it and direct it any which way that the koyach wants to go. Even to the extent that the Aver gets hurt, whatever it is, it becomes quite taxing sometimes to fulfill the directive of the koyach, and it continues and it goes on with it, because it acquires a completely different status, meaning. And this is the meaning that the koiches, the meaning that the koiches are misgalim bohem. The koiches reveal themselves in the body. The hisgalus of the koich, it is not that the koich is misgale, shows what it is able to do. It's misgale means it's in the essence of the koich is misgale. What do I stand for? Why do I have this koich? What is the significance of this koich? That's what's misgale in the Eiver. And the reason that it's misgale because the Eiver says, this is your abode. Do whatever you can. You take over. You provide the guidance. In Lashon HaKodesh, the dikduk, the form of a verb, takes on 7 different binyanim, 7 different angles. There is in from megala, misgala. Misgala means that it's revealing it automatically. Its essence, it's misgala in essential. Not that it's telling you about something, but it is in essence misgala. Misgala is that the word is referring back. It's what's called poel choizer. The word returns back to the actor.
Reflexive, maybe? Reflexive construction, maybe?
Maybe I'm not familiar with the term in English.
Yeah.
What?
Hispile.
Hispile, yeah, but that's not.
I think it's reflective.
Hispile means it's called poel choizer. Poel choizer means it returns back to the actor. The actor is acting, but the acting is applied to himself. He is misgala. And the union from misgala is possible only that he doesn't have to exert any effort to megal himself. He is there at home. And therefore at home, like we say, that dira betachtem. So dira is a place where the person is in full revelation without an effort to he's then in be'etzah. The koyach is misgale beho'ever because the Eiver provides for him an abode. Again, because it's suited for the tzurah hanefesh and so forth, and this is the ultimate effect, and this is why the koyach is in full control. Guides the Eiver in any direction. This is it for this morning.
Thank you.
So we decided to do that.
Yeah.